it funny how I make my RIP Classic Zombies video and then literally not even a day or two later, there's a new leaked classic mode called Cursed where you spawn with the starting pistol, you got the classic point system, no minimap, 4 perk limit, no exfil, no armor, and separate wall buys slash mystery box slash weapon list. Now, listen, I genuinely believe that this is a good thing. As an OG fan, I'm excited for the classic mode, but I've got a feeling that modern COD fans won't like it. And I got a lot of people in my comments here asking, why do we even care about modern fans? Well, it's because they are the new majority in the zombies community. If modern COD fans don't like classic game mode, it won't reappear within the next games. And that is simply the truth. I mean, we are literally at the whim of the Liberty Falls camo grinders. So let's talk about the classic mode here. Tomorrow, we are actually receiving a full in-depth reveal of everything with the Black Ops 7 Zombies game mechanics. And tomorrow, I'm gonna have a video out basically saying if it's worth your time to get the game or not, judging just from the basic impressions of what we're seeing. Obviously, none of us have played gameplay other than the people that have actually gone to Treyarch, but I think this curse mode is going to be incredible. My only thing though is, like I said, if modern COD zombie fans don't like this mode, it is not going to be reappearing, and that is the truth. I don't care if people are upset at me for saying that. I'm always going to be the one that's just going to say it how it is. So granted, starting with the pistol, this is huge. I'm also really excited as well that we are somehow getting the classic point system back. I don't even know how that's going to be implemented, just because like with the current Black Ops Cold War and Black Ops 6 system, it's so ingrained within the modern point system. It's just kind of weird that they can release a whole new game mode and then just revert it instantly when people have been asking for this for literal years at this point, for like half a decade, which is kind of sad. Now, I know some things that some people might get upset about, and the biggest critique about this leak so far is the 4 perk limit. Now, the 4 perk limit, as an OG fan, you are obviously going to be 100% used to this, but the thing I think that a lot of people are forgetting is that on a lot of the OG zombie maps, and I'm assuming on these new Black Ops 7 maps, there's going to particularly be ways to increase your perk amount. Obviously, Gobblegum is still going to be a thing within Black Ops 7, probably even with inside of this leaked game mode Cursed, because it doesn't say no Gobblegum, right? So if Gobblegum are allowed, you're going to be able to get Perkaholic, you're going to be able to get 5 perks, you're going to get all the perk limit. My only thing also is, are augments coming back with the perks as well? Because if augments are coming back, then you're really going to be wanting to get every single one of the perks. It completely changes the way the gameplay will actually work. But genuinely, I am incredibly excited for this mode. I will definitely have my own gameplay of just playing this mode separately. Now, the only other thing we also don't know about this mode is it going to be available on all the maps or just the survival maps, or how exactly that's going to work? I'm assuming we're going to be getting more details about that tomorrow within the whole reveal. I probably don't even know if they're even going to talk about this leak, but I'm assuming they've got to, just because they want to actually get a lot of OG zombie fans excited like myself, just because this game mode is going to honestly be a massive game changer. And I'm going to be honest, if you're an OG Zombies fan, I'm going to just say how it is. Put your heart where you want the mode to be. So if you like the classic mode, play that more than the OG mode. Treyarch is constantly scanning the numbers of Call of Duty Zombies, and I can guarantee you, if they see more people playing the classic mode, that mode is not only going to be coming back, but it's going to become the staple of how COD Zombies used to be. But I can already see with this leak that a lot of people are upset that this is coming out and that they don't want a classic type of mode to be featured. They actually prefer the modern zombie mechanics over classic mode. And so that's why I'm telling y'all, if you guys love classic, make sure to put more hours in it, because then Treyarch will actually see what people enjoy. But like I said, we're at the whim of the Liberty Falls camo grinders. So all of these people are going to be playing the modern COD zombie mechanics, and they're probably just going to be playing the farm map, bro. That's pretty much what I'm saying. No exfil, I'm a big fan of as well. plus no armor. I did not expect them to go all the way and just completely remove armor as a whole. Now, how that's going to go within the gameplay balancing is going to be interesting because on a map like Transit, for example, you're definitely going to be having super sprinters. And I wonder if this curse mode is going to be almost like a hardcore mode, considering how difficult it's going to be playing against the modern zombies mode. So that's a very important key aspect as well. But honestly, here's a couple other things that aren't mentioned in this. Even though you start with the pistol, we're probably going to be getting field upgrades back, right? So there's probably going to be no unique specialist weapon. Like that was BO3's bread and butter for Black Ops 3 zombies. We're probably never receiving that again. We also could still be getting loadouts. I know it says you start with the pistol, but it doesn't say anything about loadouts, right? And so I just want to mention that because I mean, loadouts definitely seem like they're going to be returning. It's just kind of interesting because Cold War, BO6 had it. BO7's obviously going to have it. How it's going to work within this mode, maybe you can start with a loadout, but it only locks you on certain pistols. So I'm not totally sure. It's kind of just vague at this point. But regardless, though, I am quite excited for this. I definitely will be putting the majority of my time onto this as long as the game mode is actually made well, because honestly, the biggest concern I have for this, because the leaks also don't say this, is rarities are probably still going to be in the game. Okay, so if rarities are in the game, it's going to go back to that Mr. Dalek JD clip that I showed on the Detonated podcast on my second channel, basically talking about how this is a classic mode, but it can never be fully classic to appeal to the Black Ops 3 zombie fans. And that is unfortunately the truth at the end of the day, because even though they can do a bunch of things like getting rid of armor and starting with the pistol, who knows how the zombies are going to be sprinting? Who knows how, like, the perk limit is going to interact with the augment system, right? It's very difficult to tell until we actually get the gameplay. And so that's why, genuinely, I am excited for this, but we have to stay incredibly cautious and obviously voice your feedback. And like I said, I think this game for Black Ops 7 is going to kind of be a very big divide between what the modern COD zombie fans want and what the OG fans want. So if you're an OG zombies fan and you're kind of sitting on the fence on getting Black Ops 7, I would fully recommend it at this point, just because of the fact that you have the chance to be playing Black Ops 2 maps with a classic mode. Now, like I said, granted, everything that I'm saying here is subject to change, because obviously Treyarch tomorrow are going to give us the absolute details of every single thing. And like I said, even though this is the closest that modern zombies can get to classic, it might not still be up to par to the BO2 and BO3 levels. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys are thinking of this, because this is probably the biggest news for Black Ops 7 Zombies so far, especially for someone like me who feels like now I don't just play the game for like completing daily challenges or whatever. I'm actually going to be able to enjoy it from its actual gameplay standard. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know, and I'll see y'all in that next one.